Hello, and welcome to 7118 Pershing here in University City. This house was built in 1916 and is about 2,400 square feet. It has quite a few of the hallmarks of homes that were built just before the 1920s, the more formal large room sizes, as well as some of the bracketry and architectural elements that were in keeping with pre-war, and it blends with some trends which were just coming on, such as these three French doors on the main floor. This is a side entry house. So as we come around, you can see this heavy bracketed porch ceiling or porch roof, which is very much in the earlier arts and crafts style. As well, we have a stucco bay window here. A really nice shaded pathway, which goes to a formal style patio. And in keeping again with homes that were built before air conditioning, we have what were probably originally sun porches. Lower one, and then the upper one was probably a sleeping porch. It's obviously been reconfigured since then. And again, looks like there was another porch roof here once upon a time too. Let's take a look inside the home. St. Louis is a city of brick, and one of the things that you can tell the age of a house is by the type of bricks that are used. And these hard-fired, slightly rough textured bricks were definitely a 20th century invention. You can see they have little almost pockets in them to give a very rough texture. And then looking in here, paneling around the door, as well as penny tile porch floor. We come inside into the main hallway. This house does have radiator heat, hot water, and it's a symmetrical floor plan. So coming through into the front, we have the living room. And this is where I'm saying we're starting to get into kind of what I'd consider to be a slightly more modern design, where we have the French doors. See these in quite a few of the old Hollywood movies of the time. Beautiful stained glass. Symmetrical, same pattern on both walls. Quite unusual in that it uses clear glass around the decor element rather than opaque glass. But it lets in a lot more light that way, which I suppose is really helpful when you have a house where these houses were built on small, narrower lots than in other parts of where you have wider distances between the houses next door. And then here we have the dining room. Coved ceilings and paneled wall there. And this is that bay window with a window seat. I always think those are quite special. And then through here we have the sun porch, which is now used as an office. Again, it has a radiator, so it's a perfectly warm room in the summertime too in this house. This opens up onto that back deck that we saw earlier. These are the original floors, and they used hardwood in the kitchen as well, which is nice to see. Have a wide range of kitchen cabinets. They've done a good job of maximizing space. This era, kitchens were sometimes notoriously oddly configured. It was before we had built-in kitchens, so it's always nice to see when it's been done well. This little wood lip is a neat little addition. That's a spice rail. Two-tone cabinets with do you call it? Quartz worktop. I was trying to think of the word. It's a nice formal kitchen. And still open to the dining room. Heading upstairs, you have the original newel post here. The stair rails. Well, this house does have steam heat, or hot water heat with radiators. It does also have air conditioning, by the way. It's nice and cool here. We have a laundry on the bedroom floor. And apparently it's been used as accommodation for students from Washington University. So the rooms have their own deadbolts on them, which is not necessarily the way you'd do that if it was a family home. You know, most people don't want to put deadbolts on their children's doors. Four bedrooms, all pretty good size. These are actually more spacious than one would think, which is another benefit of this era of housing. And this one, I can walk a little closer to it. We do have this nice bay window here, as in the other bedroom. The bathroom. So it's been updated, obviously, since it was new. Or since the original one that the house came with, which is very common. Double vanity. Then this would have been the owner's suite originally. So this bedroom has its own bathroom. Nice stone tile shower. Vanity here. And this is actually in the, what do you call it? The addition. So this is the part that would have probably been the sun porch, as was this closet. So, although it was used as, you know, it was built with the bathroom and shower for an owner. That was probably an office originally or something, because it is the smallest of the bedrooms. Then we have this bedroom too. Nice little archway there. And coming downstairs, you can see that formal doorway really well from here. Nice little powder room, which based on the era of the house and the size, this likely was an original powder room, though it has more modern tile and fittings. Coming down into the basement, which has a little craft area. Otherwise, open space. With a secondary laundry here. And a walkout back outside to the backyard. And then some people like seeing this, there's the mechanical area. So we have the air handler for the air conditioning, the boiler, and the hot water heater. And I believe there's probably a second one on the second floor. At least it feels like that when I saw the vent above the hallway there, which is a common way of doing things. And here we are, back in the main hallway, and facing out to the front porch through these doors. Thank you very much, and please remember to like and subscribe. Okay, and I just thought I'd show you a little bonus here too. Just a little tidbit. So there is other scope in this house too. As we come through this bedroom, the one with the archway, we have attic access up here. Now I can't really get up through that hatch very easily, but you can see that's also, I like the color of the wood graining on this. It's quite beautiful. But that's where the air handler and everything for the upstairs is. But just another little interesting tidbit. Thank you.